Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Afro News at Noon, where we give you a bite-sized taste of news. I am DC editor Misha Green. I'm super happy to be with our editorial crew. Everybody say hello to the people and tell them who you are.
I'm Dorothy Bolware. I'm the managing editor of the AFRO.
I'm Jessica George. I am the news editor of the AFRO.
I am Megan Sales, and I'm the business writer at the AFRO.
Yes. Hello, everybody. We have a lot to share with you today. Although it was a long, wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, I'm sure for many, news does not stop. So, without further ado, we will, I think, quickly share our weekend wows, which has to do with Thanksgiving. Maybe we should say our thankful. No, it doesn't work. Whatever. Our weekend wow. I was trying to hit it with an alliteration. Our weekend wow for Thanksgiving edition. Who wants to start?
Well, our thankful thoughts on Thanksgiving.
Woohoo!
I like it.
We actually had a circle. It was wonderful having everybody together in the same room at the same time. And I have to tell you, and you can call me a doting grandmother if you want to, but some of the things that those young people were thankful for just really, really blew my mind, which made me just so thankful to have such thoughtful grandchildren. I'm telling you. So that made my day.
That's sweet. Well, my thankful thoughts this Thanksgiving was just for my family. And so I just went over my dad's house and just spent some time with him. And, we just had a good time. We always watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade every Thanksgiving morning. So we had that on and we were cooking and, we had the music going. We had some Christmas music on. So, it was real cute. It was real cute. How about you, Megan?
My thankful thought is similar to yours. It's my family as well. I mentioned last week on Afro News at Noon that both my parents had COVID last Thanksgiving, so I didn't get to spend any time with them. And this year I did, so I'm very grateful for that. And then I'm also grateful because Thanksgiving is kind of like the big holiday for our extended family. So we had cousins come from North Carolina that I haven't seen in a really long time. So it was just really nice to be with everybody and catch up. But what about you, Misha?
I too have to say this thought on Thanksgiving is all about family. I'm so incredibly thankful to have been able to spend time with my family. It's been a rough year for my family, and I'm sure a lot of people, but I know in particular, just being able to be around those of us who were able to gather and to remember those who could not, but with the people that with who we loved, I think was just such a highlight. So I am super thankful, super thankful. So I know we had a great weekend, but the news did not stop. And in particular, we had a few breaking news pieces. Rev, I know that we talked offline a lot about the major health scare that's continuing in the saga of the COVID-19 pandemic. But can you break this down for us?
I'm telling you, every time we think we're going to get something of a break or create some kind of new normal, something happens. So all of a sudden, out of South Africa comes Omicron, yet another variant of the coronavirus 19 that caused the pandemic in this country and throughout the world. The big news is that we are not to panic, that we are to do the things that we have been doing, like wearing masks and social distancing in spite of being vaccinated. The interesting news is that although this thing has just sort of recently been discovered, we don't know anything about it. People keep coming on TV to say, I don't know. Dr. Fauci says, don't panic, but I don't know. And CDC says, don't panic, but we don't know. So it started in South Africa, and now it's like in 12 or 13 other countries. And the only thing I can say is that we just need to be careful. We need to keep washing our hands. We need to keep wearing our masks. We need to get our vaccines. I want you to know my booster is scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, we've got to keep on living, but we still got to be careful. And people who are not getting vaccines need to be honest and tell people that you are not getting vaccines so that we can make healthy choices for ourselves who are taking the vaccine.
That's right.
That's my health notes for the morning. Megan, what's in your news today?
The AFRO, I think it was 2 weeks ago, did a chicken box about cryptocurrency. So I kind of wanted to just complement that with a Q&A. I spoke with, her name is Maureen Marat, and she's like a business advisor. She started this company called Crowdy Advisors, and kind of through that, she was always recommending crowdfunding as a means of like funding startups and things like that. And while she was at conferences, like in the beginning, somebody approached her and said, well, why not use like an initial coin offering instead, which is kind of like using cryptocurrency to start funding. And that just kind of caused her to get really invested in it and learn everything that she could about the different types of cryptocurrency, how to invest in it, what are some of the risks, what are some of the benefits. So I wrote up a little Q&A with her about that, and you will see that today on AFRO's website. And then tomorrow, the next episode of Pleasure Doing Business with You is coming out. I spoke with Gingy Fraser. She owns a chocolate shop in the city, and her biggest thing is like making sure that she's ethically sourcing her ingredients from farms in Africa and things like that, because you want to make sure that pipeline isn't like abusing anybody or taking advantage of what they have to offer. So she's very big on that. What about you, Misha or Jess?
Oh, well, I was just going to recap the game. The Ravens, they played the Cleveland Browns yesterday. And honey, let me tell you, the theme was just turnovers and interceptions. In true Ravens fashion, you got to watch it all the way up until the end, because we did come out with the win, advancing us to our an 8-3 record, which is awesome for us. And we're leading our division, obviously, because of that. And we are going to the playoffs. So that's good news, because every year I'm like, no, we're going all the way to the Super Bowl. And the playoffs is just the next level before you get there. So go Ravens, but we got some work to do. Okay. Go ahead, Misha.
Well, I have a couple of, I guess, exciting and then not so exciting things in the news in DC this week. One thing that I think is interesting is that the 4 members of the DC Council wrote to the mayor about ending the clearing of encampments, homeless encampments. And so we have a story coming up on that. We had a cool concert, so that's really exciting. And that we'll have a review on that, as well as an interview from G Herbo in this week's DC section. But we also have had a lot that was happening nationally that we wanted to make sure is highlighted in this week's Afro. So one, the passing of Virgil Abloh, who's the founder of Off-White. He also was the creative director for menswear, and I believe ended up in general for Louis Vuitton. Black man, son of Ghanaian immigrants, grew up in a Chicago suburb and made it all the way to the top. And unfortunately, for the past couple of years, he has been privately battling cancer and lost that battle over the weekend. So we send prayers to his family and friends. He was a husband and dad, as well as, we know, a fashion and media really mogul. And so he will be missed. So we lift that up. And I think other than that, you're going to have to make sure you go to afro.com and or become a member and subscribe with us to find out all the rest of the news that is coming up this week. You don't want to miss it. We have a lot of really, really useful news that you can use. And so we want to make sure that you and your village know about that. So make sure you tune in to All Things Afro Make sure you share this stream. As I always say, sharing is caring. And then make sure you know all that's coming up for us. Of course, we have another episode, of the Chicken Box that's coming up this coming Thursday, also at noon. We also have our upcoming special edition in January, which again, we will be highlighting community activists. And so we want to make sure that we highlight you all out there who are doing the good work. And so because of that, we need your help. We need you all to make sure that you submit some recommendations and nominees of those people in your village who are doing the good work. And you can send those recommendations and nominations to editor@afro.com. Again, that's editor@afro.com. And we would love to make sure we highlight your nominee. That person, I meant to add, that person we are asking needs to be under the age of 35 years old. So, we know there's a lot of people doing good stuff, but if you could nominate a person under 35 years old and tell us what they're up to. And I'm going to go ahead and put my email out there for you all as well. Go ahead and email editor@afro.com as well as mgreen@afro.com. Let us know who these young people are out there doing the good work in Baltimore and DC. We want to make sure they're highlighted. And we got a photo shoot and nice stuff ready for them to make sure that the world knows the good work they're doing. Anything else we need to tease, y'all?
I think that's it.
I think you covered it, girl.
All righty. Well, with that, we pray that you have a productive week. Again, stay tuned to all the Afro has to offer by visiting www.afro.com. We appreciate you all, and stay tuned for all things Afro. Take care. Be safe.
Bye.